evening and welcome to the Tuesday, August 19th, 2025 Tyngsborough School Committee meeting here at Tyngsborough High School in the PDC. My name is Becky Stanton and I call this meeting to order. We'll start with introductions to my left.
Cameron Times, Student Representative.
Barry Bushman.
Mike Woodlock, Assistant Superintendent.
Hi, Mike Flanagan, Superintendent.
Danielle Athanas.
Anthony Tenorella.
Rob Mullen.
Joe Messina, Business Administrator.
Rise to the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll seek a motion to approve the August 5th, 2025 School Committee meeting minutes, as well as the August 5th, 2025 executive session minutes not to be released at this time.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? That carries 401. Citizen time? Seeing none. Correspondence, Dr. Flanagan?
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's two bullets on the same correspondence I'd like to share with you from Sarah Lewenzik regarding her work with Carrie Hoon. First of all, the town did receive an opioid grant to raise awareness in the community. So Sarah Lewenzik and Kate Trainer will be working with our Board of Health Director, Carrie Hoon, on opioid awareness. So it's a great partnership that we established here. So I'd like to thank Ms. Oon for reaching out. Also, I'd like to thank Town Hall and Carrie Oon again for spearheading a backpack drive for which we were able to receive 40 backpacks to benefit kids in need in the district. So thank you and kudos to those at Town Hall who were involved with that. If the chair would like, I would certainly be comfortable sending a thank you and recognition on behalf of the Tyngsborough School Committee to Ms. Oon and the entire team at Town Hall.
That'd be great. Yes,
Okay.
please.
So we'll follow up on that this week. But thank you to everyone at Town Hall. I appreciate it.
Great. Personnel, Dr. Flanagan, I'll hand it back to you for notifications of new hire.
All right. So we have several new hires that we're happy and pleased to announce today. Natalie Barros will be joining us as an ML teacher at the elementary school. Lexi Casey will be joining us as a special ed teacher here at the high school. Katie Eberson will be joining us as a paraprofessional at the elementary school. Stephanie Lee will be joining us as a speech language pathologist on the Norris Road campus. Eric Tate will be joining us as a music teacher at TMS. Also like to say congratulations to Juliet Pieslak, who's worked in the district for 15 years?
Maybe more, yeah.
Maybe more, sorry, maybe more than that. Sorry, Juliet. Juliet Pieslak will be stepping in to the special ed facilitator role at the elementary school. And we know we lost Kristen Farron, so Juliet was able to join us today, and over the past couple of days, we've had our administrative retreat and really fit right in seamlessly to the team. So we're excited to have Juliet on board and look forward to her knowledge base and expertise. So congratulations, Juliet.
Congratulations to everybody. We have a notification of resignation from Kelly St. Gelais, a TES teacher for over 9 years. Wishing her all the best of luck. Share the success, Cam.
Right, I wasn't able to get responses from everyone, which is totally fine because I know checking emails isn't the greatest activity on the final week of summer. So with that being said, from the elementary school, we have shared 2 detailed back-to-school guides with families as we prepare to welcome students for the 2025-2026 school year. Families are encouraged to review the information carefully. If there are any questions, families are also encouraged to contact the main office. This Thursday, we will welcome our preschool and kindergarten students and families for our annual PTO Popsicle Playdate with the principals. The event will take place on the playground from 10 to 10:30. With just 1 week before doors open, we can hardly wait to greet our students, staff, and families for an exciting year ahead. Thank you to our school committee members and central office for their continued support and partnership. We look forward to an amazing year at TES. I imagine the middle school teachers are really excited and getting ready to make such a big transition in the new building. Just from the outside, the changes look amazing. I myself am really excited that the pathway to Pierce Field is open again, so I don't have to walk all the way around the high school for practices. At the high school, we are excited to welcome back students and staff next week. This summer, a number of students took part in academic and leadership opportunities. Elisa Liu attended the RYLA Rotary Youth Leadership Awards Conference at Fitchburg State. This was in collaboration with the Tyngsborough Dunstable Rotary Club. Ava Crane participated in the Early College Summer on Campus program at the University of Alabama, completing multiple college courses. Oliver Stanton attended the Economics for Leaders program at Northeastern University, and these are just a few examples of the great opportunities students took advantage of this summer. Fall sports practices are underway. Games will begin the week of September 1st. Good luck to all our teams and athletes. Freshman or newcomer orientation is taking place on Thursday, August 21st at 10 a.m. This event is hosted by the Senior Sidekicks, and we are looking forward to a great year.
Thanks, Cam. That was a great, first full meeting.
Thank you.
Very solid.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
We're happy to have you here. For subcommittee updates, we did meet as a superintendent evaluation subcommittee earlier, and we'll talk about Dr. Flanagan's goals in a little bit. And moving on to 8A, which is unfinished business, I'll hand it to Dr. Flanagan for the MSBA update.
Thank you. We'll jump right into the slide deck. So upcoming meetings, our next meeting is until September 9th, and we will, I don't need to read meeting dates to you, so we'll just go to the next slide. So the MSBA update. What a absolute joy it was yesterday to see teachers arrive and get their fobs and get their keys to the new middle school, and to see the excitement and the level of enthusiasm. It was really, it was special to see it. I think they are thrilled with the product. I think they're thrilled with the flexibility that the new school affords them. And I can't wait to see the great things that they do in the classroom with the kids. It's just a great experience, and it was really nice to see that. In terms of actually the nuts and bolts of the school, the rail system update right now, one of the ramps is fully operational with the rail system in place. The other one is halfway completed. I imagine that they'll finish that other ramp by tomorrow, so there'll just be 2 more rails to put on, including the man rail. And again, they're slated to finish the entire rail system by Sunday, the 24th. We will most likely have temporary fabric panels in where the glass panels will be, but it'll still look good. It'll be up to code, and we'll be fine until we get the glass panel inserts. So we're ready to go in that sense. So the school looks great. There's some punch list stuff that needs to happen, and I think it's important to talk about that as the community open house is this Saturday. It is still a work in progress. The school's about 95 to 98% complete, but we're gonna see some finishes that aren't quite there yet, and that work will happen after school at night when the kids aren't there. The work that needs to happen will not impact the learning environment. The classrooms are up and ready to go. It's some finished detail work that may be outstanding come the next week or so. So excited for the community open house this Saturday. Again, it's 9 to noon, and it's open house. You can drop in, walk around the school. A couple of us will be there to answer any question you may have, and we'll go from there. On Monday, we have student tours that'll be led by the middle school administration. I know that has been communicated, and that there's a sign-up sheet for that. And a reminder to everyone in the community that the first day of school for students is August 26th. And I did include some pictures here, because I know this is the big question. What is the sand pit, and what's the final product? These renderings, and I appreciate JCJ for turning these around for us. These renderings will be blown up on foam board and be available at the community open house so people can see them in greater detail. But the sand pit, where the existing middle school was, will be a parking lot. And work has already begun on where the parking lot was for the new softball field. So that's one aerial shot of it. There's another image of it, kind of direct shot looking back at the field. And then another shot just kind of looking, I call this from Mrs. Fairbanks' office. That's her view right there. So parking lot right in the softball field. So it's going to be spectacular when it's complete. So really excited about the progress that's being made. And that is really all I have for MSBA update.
Teaching and learning.
That's me. So yeah, as Dr. Flanagan alluded to, we had a busy couple of days here. And the great part about our admin retreat this year is we were able to use a room in the new middle school. We were able to test out some of the new technology, including the wireless microphones that all staff can wear that amplify their voice when they want everyone to hear them throughout the speakers that are located all over the classrooms. So if we have any students that have any hearing impairment, they can sit wherever they like, they'll be able to hear just fine. So we're really excited about having that tech available for our staff, as well as the wireless connections for laptops, so that teachers can be mobile within the classroom and still be able to control what's being presented on the screen. So it was kind of nice to play around with that and be in the new school for sure. Yesterday we had Tom Driscoll, who is the CEO from EdTech Teacher, who is one of the leading AI training firms in the country, really come and speak to us and give us some pointers on how we can better utilize AI, how we can stay up to date with AI on all things admin, as well as supporting our teachers. It was really chock full of information, almost too much information for us to digest, but he left us with many, many resources that we could sort through. And he'll be back again in November to present to two presentations, one here in the Norris Road campus for these two buildings and one at the elementary school for our teachers, to hopefully provide them with some insights that can really affect their ability to plan more efficiently and save themselves some time. We know our teachers are working themselves into the ground at times, so anything that can help them be more efficient and save them some time, we would love that for them. In addition, we really need them to be aware of the AI, the new technologies, and Tom's really good about explaining that because our kids are very much up on it. So we want to be able to keep up as best we can, and it's an uphill battle. Today, we spent the day working with admin from all buildings as well as district admin on a number of topics. I've just highlighted a couple of them here, but we really wanted to finalize our SDIs for the 25-26 school year. I want to commend our admin teams for an amazing job tying all of the endeavors, initiatives that are going on and really focusing on those big things that we feel are most important here in Tyngsborough, especially with our True North as our guide, making sure we're supporting and caring for all of our people and we're committed to growth. And that was representative in all of the SDIs that have come through. As part of my job, I'll take some time during the fall at various meetings to just share some of the highlights from each building one at a time. I won't try and do it all in one evening. We did spend a good amount of time this afternoon talking about coaching and evaluation, calibrating our efforts there, making sure that not only are we complying with DESE's expectations for teacher evaluation, but we're there to support our teachers as best we can. Our teachers that need a lot of support and those teachers that sometimes may be an afterthought because they're really, really strong, but they need our support too, to push them to get better and to make sure that they feel like they're being seen and valued. And so just making sure that all of our teachers are represented in that process as best we can. A really positive aspect of today is 4 years ago, we did an MTSS self-assessment for each building in the district. And we repeated that process today and just tried to gauge what kind of progress we've made. And it was nice to see the teams go through there and look at the same things 3 years of work later and just see all of the improvements that have been made to support both teachers and students throughout the district. And that falls back on this committee as well. The support that you've given us, whether it's budgetarily or any other ways, just making sure that we're there to support teachers and all of our students in various ways. And again, we kind of call those the drivers, those things that support that classroom environment. There's a lot that goes into it. And as a district, we've made significant gains. And it was kind of a proud moment to see that. Do we have work to do? We certainly do. But we're in pretty good shape and we're going forward. Lastly, one of our big objectives throughout the summer, talking last year, was to make sure that our professional development calendar was much more complete prior to the beginning of the school year. I would say last year we had a lot of outside providers coming in. I've mentioned Keys to Literacy a number of times. And so that occupied a lot of our professional development time, which was great because it was great professional development. But when things come up and our staff needs certain things and that time is already occupied, it's difficult to always give staff what we need. And so we spent a lot of time thinking about what our staff is going to need, making sure that we considered not only our teaching staff, but our paraprofessionals and our counseling staff, our nurses, and spending a lot of time working on our professional development calendar. And I'm very happy to say it is pretty much locked down until January. Not to say that if something comes up, we don't have the flexibility to make some changes. And the second half of the year is fairly well complete as well, but we don't know what's going to happen, right? So we want to make sure that we leave some spaces open to be flexible, to make sure that we can meet the needs of folks. So unlike any other year I've been here, that professional development calendar will be available to staff like all of the days at the beginning of school, which I think is great, so that they can plan ahead, they know what's coming, and they can make sure that they're providing us with feedback so that we can make adjustments as needed. But really great couple of days. That was a very short explanation of all the work that went into the last couple of days. But tomorrow we have our new staff orientation. We'll be welcoming, we have 18 new staff, not including our paraprofessionals who will have their own special days within the buildings, but 18 new Unit A staff members that we're welcoming this year. So we're very excited about the positivity, the youth that's coming in, great new ideas. We've had a lot of great candidates this year, so.
So I can't hold my tongue. Can I piggyback on that and segue into 9A? Would that be okay?
Yeah, let's do that.
So first thing with the professional development calendar, I think that's important and critical to get that out, and I commend Mr. Woodlock for his work on that, because I think it's important for teachers to know that professional development's intentional. It's not an afterthought. It's not a placeholder. It's not something that you just do to check a box. It needs to be strategic, it needs to be calculated, and it needs to be with purpose. And I think that's the goal of our PD, to get better. So as we think about, the superintendent goals, 9A, the first goal that is on here is implementation of updated strategy for district improvement. And I bring that up for a reason. I mentioned earlier that this is my 10th year as a superintendent, and we've committed to our strategy for district improvement. The three big rocks haven't changed. The true north statement that we introduced a few years ago is purposeful, and it's the through line for all the goals that are established in the district. So updating the SDI each and every year with different action steps so that we can seek different outputs and outcomes that are pertinent for the work that we're doing is important. And I think one of the reasons that the SDI has such a foundation in this district is because, I mentioned today, 11 out of our 15 administrators have been here for all 10 years. So that consistency allows us to buy in. And it's not somebody introducing a new plan that we want to attack. And we talked a little bit today about strategy versus plan, and how strategy is a cohesive anchor, and a plan is something that you do operationally or reactively. So the fact that we have a committed administrative team that's been here for a long time helps enforce goal number one, implementation and updating of the SDI, so that we are always focusing on teaching and learning and getting better at our craft. The second goal to present here is the professional practice goal. This is, I mentioned last year, we talked about, I was the MVSA president and worked on the MASS legislative committee. This year, I no longer have either one of those roles, thankfully. This year, we're going to focus on the cell phone policy. It's all over the news. You can't escape it. Everyone's asking, cell phones are gone, cell phones are gone. Cell phones are not gone yet in Tyngsborough. We're going to work through it this year. We're going to have conversations about it. My guess is that the legislature is going to push for a plan that needs to be implemented by next year. We may pilot something in January. We're going to do what's right for Tyngsborough. But to do that well, we need to communicate that. So part of my goal number two is to make sure that we are effectively communicating with stakeholders, understanding the research, understanding what's happening in practice in other communities, and conveying that and saying, this seems to work well, I've heard nightmares about this, so that we can all have a thoughtful plan for Tyngsborough. That's the second goal. The third goal for the last year, hopefully, is the MSBA update, and to ensure that we are opening the school as efficiently as possible, and that we do the necessary next steps, and I work closely with the project team to ensure that everything can be as smooth as possible. Because this isn't open. This isn't over next week when we open the door. There's still several more months of ironing things out and testing systems and working out kinks. To that point, kind of an announcement here, I did ask Mr. Merringer to send a communication home to middle school parents to advise parents to send your kids to school the first couple weeks with a sweatshirt, because some rooms are going to be colder than others as they work through the mechanical systems and figure things out. It's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. We can't test the load on the school right now because there are 400 kids that aren't in it. So we need the bodies in it. We need to see the CO2 monitors act. We need the school to live for a couple of weeks before they can dial in exactly what they need. So I'm going to encourage parents to please send in a sweatshirt in case they're in a cold section of the classroom until everything kind of irons itself out. Those types of things are going to be coming additionally as part of the third goal here. So I try to segue through the goals. Those are my goals. Happy to answer any questions about them. I'll turn it back to you.
Any questions on Dr. Flanagan's goals?
No question, but I do want to just comment and thank you and commend you once again for these goals. You continually say to the district, we're not the people that pick things up and put things down. And in the now 4 years that I've been doing this, this consistently reflects that. And so just thank you for that continued mission to not be Planet Fitness.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Mr. Flanagan, please know I'm not being critical on this at all. I know originally we were having a discussion on when the open house was going to be. It was going to be after several months that the building was going to be open, for possibly up to a year. What was the impetus to moving it up this far?
Yeah, no, there was a general consensus from the school building committee that an open house was necessary, given the amount of money that taxpayers have put into it, and given the unknown of what's going on behind the construction fence. I think we're at a good point now to showcase the school. For those who've had an opportunity to be in it over the past couple of weeks, it's beautiful. It looks like a school, doesn't look like a construction site on the inside, but it's not completely done yet, and it's going to take a little bit of time. But the classrooms are 99% done and look great and are phenomenal and are great learning spaces. So I think recognizing that the community's dying to see it at this point and the other school is gone, I think in the school building committee really wanted to make sure that happened for them. So that was really the catalyst behind it.
If I could add to that, Ms. Mullen, that we are still going to have a grand opening ceremony for the school.
True.
In 6 months or after that, where we'll invite MSBA and, everybody who contributed and helped to that, but.
I think maybe it might have been, and again, it's not being critical, I'm just trying to,
Totally good.
scheduling it on the same day as the, was it the downtown party or the, is that going to maybe take away from it, or is it going to
It shouldn't.
limit the number of
Yeah,
people who are going to be coming, or?
So I don't know what the best date is, to be honest with you. So I think the goal was, people want to see it. We want them to see it as finished as possible. And I did coordinate with and communicate with Colin Loisel and say, do you see any disruption here? We're going to be 9 to 12. That doesn't start till 11. This is an open house, kind of drop in and there's nothing scheduled. There's no formal program and or tour. You can come in and walk through at your leisure and then drive across the bridge and be there for the start of the block party if you desire. Fair point. Yeah, I mean, we intentionally, as a school district, don't schedule things on the same night. So I understand that, but given the nature of, we really want it to be as late as possible.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
If I could just say in regards to opening up on Tuesday and still testing all the systems and all that stuff, I think it's important to note that JCJ, Left Field, and Fontaine will be in the school for the next 6 months. They actually have an office, and they'll be available to help teach all of our maintenance guys and the administration on how to properly use all the equipment and address any issues that arise right there on the spot.
To that point, we have an electrician on call, we have an MEP person on call, we have an AV person on call. They'll all be here on call the first week of school. So if something were to happen, they'll be here right away. So, yeah, that's a great point.
Great. I'll seek a motion to approve Dr. Flanagan's 2025-2026 goals as presented.
So moved.
Second?
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Abstain? That carries 5-0-0. We can move on to 9B, the school committee presentation schedule for the fall.
Excellent. Thank you for supporting the goals as well. In terms of 9B, so we changed the titles of these. This used to be THS administration presentation, middle school administration, elementary school administration presentation. I think last year we got away from having the administrators present, and we had students come in and present. And I think it was no offense to the administrators, I think it was better. The kids did a great job, and they crushed it. So what we plan to do is have these presentations for each of the upcoming meetings, where we'll have the kids come in and talk about their experience in the opening of school. It's a great opportunity to interact and ask questions and really get their perspective on how things are going. So we'll do the high school first, then the middle school. Elementary school needs a little bit more time to prep. And then in terms of, we're gonna have the technology department come in on October 28th. We'll hear about all things technology. And then what we like to do is we like to do the student services presentation in November, just before we get into budget season, so we can kind of get a sense of where that is, because it does drive a significant part of the budget. So that's the tentative fall, or try one, presentation schedule. And then once I work with the building principals, we'll have different groups continue to come back in, and certainly looking for any input or any requests from the committee as well. But that's where we
Great.
stand now.
I love when the students come in. That's the best part of all the meetings.
100%.
Right. We can move on to finance. Mr. Messina.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I cringed because the superintendent said the word budget, and he's talking about the FY '27 budget, and we haven't even got the teachers in the building yet. And it's true, it is true that we live in a
Start that in December.
3-year cycle of what's past, what's current, and always looking with an eye to the future. So it may get me a little shook, but he's absolutely on point with that. So looking forward to the budget not being until your December meetings, which is fine. Anyway, for finance, signing of bills, 7 bill warrants were presented to the committee tonight. I do have them all back signed. In your drive is the list of warrant numbers, accounts, and amounts. Signing of payroll, nothing tonight. We will catch up at your first meeting in September. Also tonight in your drive is the July 2025 financial package. That is your school committee budget, the revolving account balances at the end of July, as well as the student account balances at the end of July. That is the first month of FY '26. Also in your package tonight in the drive, and Mr. Woodlock has up on the screen, is the final FY '25 spending report, which is through June 30th. The school committee budget was fully expended. As a school committee, you are unique in the town that you have line item authority to overspend lines and make them up by underspending other lines. Typically, the auditors like the school committee to approve the spending report as a method of exercising your right of line item authority. It's an 11-page report. I'm not sure if everyone has had a chance to look at it. It's perfectly fine if the committee prefers to defer this motion tonight or take the motion tonight. I'll leave that up to the will of the committee.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
And is there discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, that carries 5-0-0. So we don't need to defer it for the
Perfect.
future, Mr. Messina.
And that is it for other. I'm all
Great.
set.
For school committee discussion, Cam?
I'm all set, thank you.
Just want to wish students, staff, and administrators a great school year. It looks like the administrative retreat was excellent. Love the goals for Dr. Flanagan for the coming year. As he said, please come to the open house this Saturday. The middle school is amazing. Just the science labs alone are so much bigger and better than anything I had in college. It really is. And to those going to the block party, have a great time. Unfortunately, I won't see you. I'm on call this weekend, so have a great one. Thank you.
Mr. Whitlock?
Nothing, thank you.
Mr. Messina?
I'm all set. Thank you.
Rob?
I'll echo Mr. Bushman. Welcome back, everyone. Please take advantage of taking a look at the new middle school on Saturday. We're all very proud of it, and we know you will be too. There was one question that I had left, though, and it is pertinent to all of us here. Do we have a date on when we're going to start moving school committee meetings over to the new building yet?
Yes. Do we have a date? No. So there is, the hope is by October, the first meeting in October. That's the hope. Honestly, there's a lot of training involved for Mr. Piper, but I'm not putting just on that. There's also the AV hookup for live, this is where I really shouldn't be speaking, but the AV hookup over there is as complex as anything I've ever seen. I've never seen this many wires in my life. So I think it might take us a little bit to work through the system, to understand it and know how we work it, so we're shooting for October.
Okay, great.
It's a fair question, though.
That's all I have.
Tony?
I would like to, again, thank all of our custodians and maintenance personnel for an outstanding job they did this summer, as they always do, and their helpers. So thank you to all of them. Buildings look incredible. Next week's going to be huge in opening this middle school. This is 14 years in the making, and to actually see students walk through the door is incredible. This community wouldn't have this building if it wasn't for Dr. Flanagan and his oversight. So thank you very much for all you've done to make this a dream come true, especially for our middle school students. And welcome back, everyone. And just a reminder that next Tuesday, there will be buses on the road at 6:30 in the morning, kids standing on the sides of streets and getting off of buses at 3 in the afternoon. So please be on the lookout. That's it for me.
I would just want to say good luck to everybody next week as the doors open in all 3 buildings. Thank you to all of the staff, custodial, administrative, and teachers for getting ready for the school year. And I just wanted to throw out a special thank you to those teachers who do work all summer, whether it's in the extended year program or AlphaBest or the number of teachers who I have seen at the library every week tutoring our kids. The work of being a teacher never stops, and so just thank you for those extra hours, time, and heart that go in over the summer as well. That's it.
Yeah, teachers did great work this summer. Custodians did great work summer. We had some students do some great work this summer, which was awesome. Really looking forward to next week. Really looking forward to seeing kids' faces walk in that school. I can't wait. I can't wait for that. So.
Well, there is no need for executive session, so I will seek a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? That carries 5-0-0.